guys, it's Appleminte. Welcome back again to my channel, and Pepper is... oh, he's running away. Come here. Did you want to be in the video? Pepper. Oh, okay, bye. Anyway, welcome back again to my channel. It's been quite a while since I've said those words, but I want to formally introduce you guys to my new office, new studio space. Before we get into today's drawing video, I'm just gonna give you guys like a quick tour around just because I put a lot of time putting this together since we moved, and there is one specific thing I also want to show you that I'm pretty proud of. So let's do a quick tour and then we will get into the art for today's video. Of course, what would a room tour be without Pepper being in the shot? But this is my new little studio space. I've got it all to myself, which is nice. And here is my favorite part of the room, which is all of my dolls. I currently collect Rainbow High, Monster High, and I recently started with LOL and OMG. So I'm very excited, and they're very colorful and nice to look at while I'm working. So yeah, that's my favorite part of this whole area. Then I've got a nice little closet here for storage. Right now it's not really being utilized in the best way, but you know, I have room to grow in this office space. And then I've got some art on my walls from other artists that I've purchased from at other conventions. With my play button, there's Peeper again. He's in the middle of the room, in the way as usual. Over here, I've of course got my obligatory life-sized cardboard cutout of Astarion. And then beside him is where I keep all of my pin storage for my online store and when I go to conventions. So it keeps it kind of out of the way. Over here is where I've got my art supplies for filming, and this is the notebook or the sketchbook I'll be using today. You might remember from the previous videos I've done where I've filled up some pages and done some spreads with different colors. So I'm going to pull this one out again for today. I felt like it was a good one to use. And then I've got some more cute artwork here from other artists. I don't remember the artist's name, unfortunately, on this one, but I really liked how it kind of matched the vibe of the room. And there's Peeper in his little house. He's just teleporting, actually. He teleports. He does that. Here's my desk where I sit every day to work, and it's kind of messy because, you know, there's a lot of crap on it, but that's where I work. And here again is just a panning shot of the room. So yeah, I was really excited to share that with you guys. It's not too exciting, so that's why this is quick. But why don't we get right into the art portion of the video? So as I mentioned, I'm pulling out this sketchbook for today's video. I would just like to mention that you will see that I have these press-on nails on at the beginning portion of this video, and then they're going to just magically disappear. So don't worry about that. We don't talk about it. But anyway, I'm going to get started here sketching out my drawing with a purple Prismacolor pencil. It's not a colored pencil, but it's a colored pencil. Like, does that make sense? It's made to erase, so it's made for sketching, which is good. I love using these, especially because they're a little less intrusive when you do sketches and you want to maybe color over it or erase or whatever. I plan on leaving the lines here and coloring straight over it. I'm going to try something a little different today. In the past, I haven't done traditional art in a long time, but in the past, my go-to was to do the line art first. So, you know, sketch everything and then go in with some inking pens and just outline everything and then go ahead and color, which is usually the way of it. That's what I do digitally as well. But for this, I just felt like, I don't know, just throwing everything on the paper and see what happens. So I wasn't really sure, you know, how I was going to like it, but I wanted to make sure I just kept at it, even if I got into the ugly phase of the drawing, which always happens. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that, but I feel like art always has an ugly phase where, you know, for example, the sketch will look really good, and then you'll get to the line art and you'll line everything, erase the sketch, and maybe you'll put some flat color down without any shading, and you're like, ugh, this looks kind of bad. But you gotta push past that part because it's usually worth it. But I find that, you know, it's really easy to give up at that part, which was now for me. This was where I was like, ooh, because at first you know, don't worry about the part where I completely colored over one of the stripes on her face. But no, at first I was like, you know, maybe I will do this all monochromatic. I'll do it all in different pinks for those of you who might not know, which I guess I haven't shown her on the channel before, but I have been drawing her a lot on Twitter and Instagram. This is my mascot character that I created. Her name is Minty, and she is a red panda meant to represent Appleminte, the brand as a whole. So I wanted to create a character that I felt like, you know, I identified with for my brand, and I really like her, and I wanted to draw her for the channel as kind of just this is my return, right? But as I said, I was going to do this all in pink, you know, different shades of pink, lights and darks and whatever. And then I said to myself, you know what? Forget that. We're going to just color her with the colors that she has. So I started with like a tan skin tone, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like splotchy looking. I mean, some of my markers haven't been used in a while, so some of them are a little drier than others, which I was trying to, you know, use the ones that weren't as dried up. I have to revive some of them. Like I said, I haven't done traditional in a while, so it's natural that, you know, certain supplies will become kind of hard to use physically if they haven't been touched in a while. But I figured, you know what? I just need to push past with this. I need to not just scrap it, because I feel like if I had done that, I would have been disappointed. And something that I've learned from digital art, at least, is not to, I guess, be afraid to mix colors that you wouldn't necessarily think go together, or not be afraid to just throw colors onto other colors, right? That's kind of what I am going to end up doing. Like, I'll throw some yellow in her hair and some blue, like cool tone shading kind of thing. And I also just think it just pulls things together a little bit. So yeah, I tried to push past that. The splotchiness of some things. And I mean, I do like it in the hair. Like, I think it works for the hair. I just think for the skin, it looks kind of strange. But again, this paper isn't necessarily multimedia marker paper. It's more just like general sketch paper. And, you know, I think it would have worked better if I was doing like a lighter skin tone. Maybe it would have kind of hidden the streakiness a little more, but, you know, I wasn't. That's not the case. So is what it is. It just kept pushing. But it did feel really good to come back to my Copic marker roots, because if you've been on my channel in the past, you'll know that I really was a huge proponent of traditional artwork and just marker art in general. I really do like alcohol markers. And it's not that I stopped enjoying that, but I really have just learned a lot more about digital art. And there's some people that enjoy commenting on my videos like, oh, go back to traditional, or like, we don't like, you know, digital art's not real art, which is a whole nother topic, because it is real art. It's a different medium. Watercolor's a medium. Pencil is a medium. Digital is a medium, right? Because, you know, you could take a watercolor artist and have them sit down in front of a tablet and say, okay, draw something, and they're gonna have to learn the tools. Like, everything is different. It's just a different skill set. No, the program is not doing it for you. This is not about that, though. I could go off on a rant, but I won't. Anyway, I do understand that traditional art is just nice on camera, and it looks good for my videos. So I will definitely try to do more of that on my channel for YouTube purposes. But in general, for my own enjoyment, I do make a lot more digital art. And if you're interested in seeing any of that, it is on my social media pages. I use Twitter a lot these days, even though it's kind of sucky. You know, we won't go into that too much, but I do use Twitter a lot just because it's so casual, and also because Instagram has kind of, in my opinion, gone down the toilet. Engagement is just so difficult on social media these days, and like, the algorithms, I feel like, have just completely screwed, especially artists and small businesses, screwed them over because a lot of the time, just like catchy little, you know, dumb posts or things that are inflammatory are what gets picked up by the algorithm, because it causes people to comment or whatever it might be. And it's more difficult for, I guess, quality content, or content that just takes a little more effort, to be picked up sometimes. So, I mean, I could also go off on a rant about that, but this is not about that. But as I was saying, you can follow me in my socials. I will have all my links below if you're interested in keeping up with me, because I am a lot more active on those pages, or mostly my Twitter, than I am on YouTube and Instagram these days. Tried TikTok for a little bit, but I have to figure out how I want to be posting on there, because I feel like when it comes to short form video content, that is where a lot of people are getting traction these days. But at the same time, I think that for me, I always like sitting there like not sure what to post, right? So, but that's my problem. That's not a TikTok problem. That's a me problem. Anyway, here I'm going in and I'm just using these lining pens that I've had for quite a long time. And I'm going over the marker. Like I said before, I decided not to do the lining first. I decided to do it after. And it always looks kind of weird to me when I'm coloring, but I don't have any outlines yet. But I find that pushing past that awkwardness and then just, you know, going ahead and making everything kind of defined with the inking pens, just it really brings everything together and it makes it pop. And so I'm pretty happy with this overall. Like I said, I wasn't really sure where it was going and I almost gave up on it in the beginning. After I started coloring, I just almost scrapped it and was like, you know what, I need to start over for this video. But I'm really glad I pushed past that, and I'm really glad that I just kept going with it because I really do like how she turned out in the end. And I threw a lot of colors in her hair, and I just try to add a lot of color all over the place. If, you know, for me, this is a little bit more color. But yeah, I hope you enjoy her. Again, her name is Minty, and I do have more artwork of her on my Twitter and Instagram if you want to check her out. So I am pretty happy with how this came out because, you know, it's actually been quite a while since I've drawn traditionally. It feels good, so I'm excited to get back to drawing on this channel, and I would love for you guys to suggest things in the comments below for what you want to see me do on the channel and maybe some things that you'd find interesting. So please let me know. I will try not to make a video once every 3 months. I will try to make it more consistently than that, but I cannot promise a once a week upload schedule anymore. It just doesn't work for me. But thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching today's video, and just for being awesome. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! High five. Paw? Good boy.